Hi, it's Gene, retired in Mexico. And if you're new to the channel, we ask one question here, which is, do they write them and sing them like they used to? A lot of people, young and old, think the old music is better, but I'm not so sure. And today, if you're watching this, thank you, because I don't get a lot of views on these legacy uh, videos, and I think they're really important. So this is Paul McCartney, somebody who I've slept on, who I really didn't listen to anything. I mean, I just listened to some songs of his last week that I never heard before. So he's got this whole discography that I just kind of blew off. I kind of liked his classic period, and that was it. But man, he is creative. And to put it in perspective, I would not be doing a video of the album rankings and top 10 songs of Ringo Starr. Okay, everybody loves Ringo, but that guy's playing it safe. Very safe. Safe producers, safe instrumentation, and, Paul's just the opposite. Paul McCartney is absolutely pushing the envelope, and that's why we're doing it here. So I'm gonna get into my 10 favorite songs of the 21st century, starting with 1999 because he took about a year off when his, wife, Linda McCartney, died, and then in late '99 he got back into things, and so I'm kind of taking the very tail end of 99. So these are my top 10 songs, and yeah, so I think there'll be a couple surprises in here, uh, but here we go. So let's start with number 10. This is a song about a childhood game, or at least it's inspired by that. It's called Queenie Eye, and it was a single from the album New. And here's a picture of that single cover, which looks a lot like the album cover. It's the same kind of design there. Yeah, I just love the lyrics to this. OUT spells out, so he's referring to it, but it's a metaphor for the rules of life, and it's really a cool song. And so what I'll do is after each mini review here, I'll play you a little 20-25 second clip of every song. So I'll cut away and cut back. So here's Queenie Eye. All right, coming in at number 9 is another newer track, and this is produced by Greg Kurstin, and that's important because it's the only song from McCartney 3 that has other musicians on it, and that is not produced by Paul McCartney or George Martin. This is track 7 on the album. It features the touring guitarist and drummer and a completely different producer just for that one song. And it's got really strange lyrics. The song is called Slidin', and I'll let you view a little bit of this lyric video. Really lovely lyrics.
I'm sliding, gliding through the air. I can see my body through windows in my head. I'm sliding, gliding through the air.
Okay, coming in at number 8 is The Fireman, his collaboration with Youth, the electronic influence music that I just love. And this is Nothing Too Much, Just Out of Sight. And we'll play a little clip of that. But before we do that, let me just talk about how the first album that he recorded after his divorce from Heather Mills, had songs like Gratitude. This is a Memory Almost Full. And then he turned around and he did this. And here's a little quote from Alec McPherson of The Guardian. This is hilarious. He said of this track, quote, "This has been pegged by the more excitable tabloids as a hate rant against Heather Mills. But if this is what she had to put up with, it may just have done the unthinkable and engendered sympathy for the poor woman. Unquote. It's hilarious. But that's the kind of thing that makes the track even more interesting. It's really pretty biting. Yeah, pretty biting and hard rocking and kind of lo-fi. It's really cool. So here's a little clip. All right, coming in at number 7. Everything on here is an album track except for this song, number 7. This is Sirvana. What do I mean by that? Sir Paul McCartney and Nirvana. That's what Pat Novoselic called it, which was Sirvana. And this is Cut Me Some Slack, which was featured in Dave Grohl's documentary Sound City Reel to Reel from 2012. And they performed this. I'm going to show a clip from the 12-12-12 concert for Hurricane Sandy relief. This is Chris Novoselic on bass, Pat Smear on guitar, and check this out, Paul McCartney on cigar box guitar. And I absolutely love the way he plays on this. Check this out. Okay, so I know that that was live and not from the documentary, but the footage is just so good on that, I couldn't resist. All right, coming in at number 6 is the title track from Chaos and Creation in the Backyard, but that's not the name of the song. The song is called Fine Line. And this is terrific. I sure do love this. This is features Paul on all instruments except strings. It was produced by Nigel Godrich, who's worked with Radiohead, Beck, Pavement, Roger Waters, and just love this song. I mean, check out this little video clip. It's just such a pretty melody.
Here we go.
1, 2. There is a fine line between recklessness and courage. It's about time you understood which road to take. It's a fine line, and your decision makes.
And coming in, where are we? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 5 is one of 2 songs from Memory Almost Full, and neither one is a single. So the singles were Dance Tonight and Nod Your Head and Ever Present Past. And I like those songs. I like all 3 of those songs, but I like the songs that feature the touring band on here. Paul does most of the instruments. Paul, like I know him personally, right? Mr. McCartney. I'm sorry, excuse me, sir. Anyway, he's got a great touring band, and they don't usually work in the studio with him. He's got the touring band, and then he uses session musicians. But on Memory Almost Full, he brought the touring band in for a portion of the album, and I absolutely love those songs. So this is Only Mama Knows, which apparently was an older song that he'd been kicking around for a while. And boy, this just really this has a good punch to it. I love that full band feel on here. So I'm going with a touring band playing on the songs, non-singles. So deep tracks. So what is this song about? Not exactly sure, but here's a little clip. coming in at number 4 is another song from Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. This one was not a single, and it's unclear who the song is about, but it's cutting and it's about a fair weather friend. This is Riding to Vanity Fair. Such a pretty melody. This again produced by Nigel Godrich. Most of the instruments are Mr. McCartney. Love it. Check out this clip.
I bit my tongue. I never talk too much. I tried to be so strong. I did my best. I used the gentle touch. I've done it for so long. You put me down.
All right, coming in at number 3 is another song from Memory Almost Full with the touring band. That particular album was produced by David Kahn or Kane. I'm gonna say, or Kani. I'm not sure how he says his name. Here's a picture of him, and yeah, I love this song. That was me. So this is a kind of a self-effacing, self-reverential retrospective about his life, and I like this song better than a similar song called "Early Days" from New. I just prefer this one. It's got a killer melody, and when he does this on his live albums, I like it as well. Yeah, check out this clip. That was me.
That was me at the scout camp in the school play, spade and bucket by the sea. That was me. That was me playing conkers at the bus stop on a blanket in the bluebells. That was me. The same me that stands here now.
Okay, and I'm back. And the reason for the short clips, I know they cut off a little bit, but anything beyond about 20 seconds is going to get the video demonetized and possibly blocked. So that's why I'm doing that. Okay, number 2 is from an album that didn't rank that highly on my albums list, but this particular song, the album of standards, Kisses on the Bottom. He wrote 2 tracks on there, which he wrote in the style of old standards. And this is My Valentine. What a wonderful, wonderful song. And I have a little bit to talk about on this. There's a lot of collaborators. Producer Tommy LaPuma. So I'm going to put a picture up of him. The arranger and conductor, Alan Broadbent. Acoustic guitar, Eric Clapton. Yeah, he plays the acoustic on here. And the piano is Diana Krall. So, and there were other members of her band that worked on here. I guess when they were working on it, somebody, he was having trouble getting the right piano sound because Mr. McCartney, Sir McCartney, is a very good piano player, but I'm sure he wasn't the right piano for this, and somebody mentioned Diana Krall. One thing led to another. Well, I don't know, just what such a beautiful song. And I wanted to well, let me play a clip of it first, and then we'll come back and I'll talk about the descending melody.
What if it rained? We didn't care. She said that someday soon the sun was gonna shine. And she was right. This love of mine, my Valentine.
So I'm a sucker for that melody that comes down and descends. And you know what it reminds me of? He likes to do that. A song you would never associate with My Valentine is Let Me Roll It. But listen to the descending guitar line here. that's the thing is I love that when it descends like a staircase like that, just coming down in pitch, so beautiful. So even though one is a rock and roll song and the other is a 50 style standard style of old throwback music, it's the same trick. All right, and coming in at number one, you may have guessed this. This is a lot of people's number one. Based on a character from Charles Dickens' 1865 novel, Our Mutual Friend, this is Jenny Wren. And he had written a couple other songs about birds, Blackbird from the Beatles' White Album, Bluebird from Band on the Run, now Jenny Wren. So who's it about exactly? I don't know. But it's so cool. I mean, nobody really knows for sure. He's talked a little bit. Like I say, it's a character from Charles Dickens, but who's it really about? Paul says, oh, it's about a bird, an English bird that he really loves. But then, bird, that has a different meaning in the UK, right? So hard to know, but the instrumentation on here, fantastic. So you've got vocals, acoustic guitar, and floor tom, Paul McCartney, and you can just hear him kicking that drum, and that's the only percussion. And then in comes this beautiful duduk, which is the Armenian flute made of apricot wood, and I'll show you a picture of that here. But on here, it's played by Pedro Eustache, who's from Venezuela. Yeah, that's a long ways from Armenia, but oh well. He's a master at that instrument and apparently other instruments, and such a gorgeous solo on here. So I'll play that, and then we'll come back and wrap it up. Sorry for tripping on my words.
Wounded warriors took our song away.
All right, that's it. And I forgot to tell you, I got a playlist. I'll put the link here. You can go to Spotify and listen to these 10 songs in their entirety. And if you like what we're doing, hit that like or subscribe button. You do know the drill. Please do it. Just do it, please. And as we say here in Bonita, Mexico, buen dia.